All right, guys, I'm going to do a recap for today. AMC didn't go to the moon. I traded AMC at the open, and it was a very, very disgusting price action. I mean, the volume and order flow was amazing, but finding a really good pattern on it was really, really difficult. And it's just, especially for the first half an hour, it's just very disgusting. So AMC was gapping up, and on a daily chart, we were really thinking that maybe it's going to go to the moon. This 1455 is the level back in March 18th. So I tried to catch that opening range breakup, but in the pre-market really sold off, so really messed up. And it sold off. Brian took a short somewhere up here, so he saw this weakness, and I really don't like to make the trade short when the stock is gapping up and it's a doji. So this was really, there was no sign of shorting for me. So this closes a doji, which is a buying pressure, and the stock was already gapping up in that time. But Brian took it short, and I got a FOMO, and I started shorting it here for the break of previous day close, and it popped up, and I got it stopped out. So that was a bad loss here, and that was just not a cool trade that I did. And then I flipped my position to the long, and I said, you know what? Now it's becoming a 1 minute opening range breakup. And again, this was a very disgusting trade because yes, although this looked like a opening range breakup, but see how many levels we had. We already sold off for 2 minutes, and I just got stopped out on it as well. So that's the second trade that I did. Then I flipped my position to short. I scalped it to the short from 1405 to 1380. So that was something. So I made a little bit of my loss back. And then we did, this was the best trade that I did, and I made most of my money on it. It was after I covered all of my short, I just flipped my position here actually. I flipped my position to the long, added more, popped all the way up to this 1455 level that we had. And then on this drop, I added some, but I was expecting it to another pop, but it never came back, and I got stopped out here. So this essentially was one of the best trade that I did, plus a couple of ads that I did on it. So that was it. I mean, I love the volume. I love the price action. It was really, really nice. And then after that, I scalped it short again too. But after this drop, I went short 1415, covered some at 1390, came back up, shorted on a pullback, dropped the cover, then came back up, and I got out the break even. So pretty much this was a win trade, this was a win trade, and this was a win trade, but I got two stopped out at the beginning. And it's just disgusting because it was just not nice trading, and it was really, really disgusting. Yesterday I lost money on it. Today I made money on it, but again, it's just one of those days. Oh, actually I did another short here too. So I did another short here as well on it, but I was done with it. So I was really, really done with it, and it did eventually break the previous day close, but again, I just couldn't. It was really, really hard to trade on that. So Brian had a really big regret on Baidu for a short. Brian, what did you do with that?
Oh, I tried to short it. It looked like it was going to be weak at the open, but it looked like it was going to pop up. So I got stopped out, and then of course it melted down. So I missed that trade. It was not as clean a day today as yesterday for a number of the stocks I was watching. So it was just not quite as good a day. I did at the end of the day here catch that Twitter trade through 55, but that was again small size. So
yeah, Twitter.
And that I would at least do green on the day.
Yeah, Twitter had a really big run, and they had a really amazing V reversal. It's hard to catch these V reversals because you don't know, but it was just a big move. And did you trade anything else? I mean, AT&T.
Yeah,
AT&T was
like I said, traded Twitter 55.
It was a really nice 5-minute opening range breakdown, but it just recovered significantly, and nobody could really cut this reversal. Yeah, for me it was only AMC.
Yeah, AMC. Yeah.
I have still ARK and TNA and TQQ. Tesla is strong. The news came in that Dr. Michael Berry is short $500 million on Tesla. So that could be interesting to see if Elon Musk is going to squeeze Dr. Berry or not. Dr. Michael Berry is the one that who actually shorted the whole housing market. So let me put this one here. Michael Berry short Tesla. So you can just find the news. This is Dr. Michael Berry, who was the movie Big Short. Christian Bale played that. So that's a very interesting to see if Dr. Berry can get it squeezed or not. The news is Dave Portnoy Safe Moon announcement. So Dave Portnoy was a big not advocate, the opposite of advocate. He was really making fun of Elon Musk. Why are you doing this pump and dump? So he did a big announcement on unofficial leader of Safe Moon. So he just find a shitcoin. It was a really funny announcement actually. So this you got to go and watch that. It was a really funny announcement that he just marked Elon Musk for pumping and dumping and these shitcoins. And then he changed his profile picture to blue. And this, you see some people in the Twitter that they have red. Those are the people that they want to squeeze the Bitcoin to 100. So they were the big supporter of, Twitter to be, Bitcoin to be 100,000. They couldn't. So he said, you know what? I want to put the Safe Moon to the moon, and that's my profile picture. So it's just, and he already purchased $40,000. He mentioned that. It's just a very funny thing. So there's a civil war on the cryptocurrency. That's why the market a little bit lost confidence in it. That's why even the coin has a really interesting fundamental, but it's just nobody has this confidence on it. And it opened even closer. Now it came back up, but it's just coin is in terms of fundamental is really solid. But so what do you know? So what do you think about that? I mean, leave a comment, guys, in the YouTube. Anything you think about this civil war on crypto, which is a very unregulated market, and apparently anyone can do anything. I mean, Dave Portnoy even came and for fun and said, I have no idea why I choose this one. This is a shit coin, and I can do whatever I want. I'm already, pumping it. So it's just they're stress testing this new product and see how much you can make fun of with it and how much the seriousness of things. So we'll see. It will be interesting to know. I mean, if anyone has any comments, just leave it in the comments. We'll see what it does. Any other great news or funny news or anything in the market?
No, we're just getting to the end of earnings season here. We do have some other stuff coming up tomorrow. Lowe's, TJ Maxx, I think, a few other stocks. Cisco on Thursday. That's kind of gonna. Cisco always kind of marks the end of the big part of the earnings season that we get through. So right now it seems like there's a bit of a rotation today of money out of SPY and Dow and into the IWM and the Qs. So
yeah. So IWM is the small caps is kind of moving back. SPY is hovering around. So that would be to see interesting, but it's getting difficult. I mean, even today was a little bit tough to trade, to be honest with you, because it's just getting more. The volatility is coming down. I mean, it's seasonal. Always has been. It's always like that. Even if you watch a soccer game, there's some the weeks that it's just not as hot or the matches are not as great. So it's part of the game. So we gotta be patient. Take a smaller share size. The time that everything you were touching was moving is gone. So we gotta be more careful in your stock selection. I have to wake up earlier to just come and find it. So it's just we gotta adapt to the new system. All right, guys. If you have any question or comment, leave it in the YouTube. We appreciate the like or dislike. See you. Tonight is the webinar, guys. So last week we didn't finish the scalping and opening range breakout presentation because I was just went on going talking, and today we're gonna finish it, and Thor was kind enough to change it with us. All right, guys, have a good day. I'll see you all tonight in the webinar, if not tomorrow in the chat, guys. Cheers.